Many rice farmers across Guyana are dumping their paddies at the side of the road because it's being rejected by the mill. Agriculture Minister returned to the Essequibo coast yesterday and outlined new measures for rice farmers facing mounting challenges due to the ongoing mill delays, which has resulted in significant paddy shortage. During a community meeting held with affected farmers, the minister acknowledged the growing frustrations among farmers and pledged a series of urgent interventions to protect their livelihood. Minister of Agriculture, through the Guyana's Rice Development Board, is already taking active steps to address the delays being expressed at several mills. Let us hope the farmers really get the help that they need. This is so much waste. People are even picking up paddies at the side of the road. I hope the farmers get the help that they actually need. Flooding revisits Guyana as it is hit with prolonged rain. We have Mr. Derwin Vest from V.P.A exposing the hardship Guyanese have to go through when it comes to the rainy season. And what is the government doing about the flooding going on every single year and people are losing money, livestock, furniture, equipment? Let's hear directly from the people that are going through this hardship.
Watch out, please. I'll have a freezer, chair, kitchen, dock, watch. Gas stove, all, dock. Watch out, take place here. I be a proper government. Yeah. This is the government I be get, watch out. Watch. Lands of many water. What I get here? Yeah. Watch. Fall a dock, so fall a swim. Hold me down there. Yeah, right. Mama, I put you in the back there. It was a power if I figure that thing.
Am I going to see a go? Yeah?
Why should I go walk in this rain?
I'll be right here.
This is Friendship Village. And the rain did not even fall that much hard for the place to flood out like this. Till in the kitchen flood out, everything flood out.
I'm gonna get rice, I'm gonna get salt. I'll be
Hey, this man.
the whole cabinet talk out to all the goods.
I don't even know where all this water come from, girl. Lots of many water. No, say again, there's lots of many water. Ashmani wanga beer trends, but she can write take a beer. You have a little more water reach up the top there, whole kitchen flooded duck. You swim inside it too.
One boy just in there.
No, a road too, them people get flooded road there too. Sharp up front and so flood out.
Drainage.
There's a guy in the winter.
Since A.F.C. shared the news that they're no longer in talks with the PNC, Norton has been trending. Everyone that supports Norton and who does not support Norton. Here is their point of view on how they really think of Norton and if he should be the next president of Guyana.
But what? When it is the right thing we were doing? Don't worry, baby, you're gonna see me a day. Somehow we gonna meet. God don't keep his children far from each other for too long. Something gonna cause us to meet. Man, look, mama, you know. Mama Izu, you know. I'm ready. Anytime I'm ready. Because this is not about the current leader anymore. This is about the people of Guyana. And the people of Guyana need people who are true, loyal, who feel, who thinks about them, who cares about them, who cares for them. That is what Guyana needs. That is what Guyana needs. That is what Guyana needs. Guyana needs unity. Guyana needs a people who would take what is being paid to them, given to them their salary. That is your salary. And whatever more is there goes to the people. You're not going to take the money from the people. You're not going to take the resources and share it with your friend, family, and favorites. You ain't going to take what is supposed to be given to the children and give it to you children and make sure your children are in private school. No, that is not what Guyana needs. Guyana needs some people or somebody or a leadership that will think about them. Not think about the middle class, high class, class, and all them top class. Because right now the rich getting richer and you using your platform, opening all your fake page them and running up on Melissa thing just to see what Melissa is saying about the PNC to come back to throw in our face. Girl, you ain't throwing nothing in our face. You throwing it on yourself because everything negative that is coming out of your mind, your thoughts, your ways, every action that is negative, it is going to be falling, it will fall on you. Ain't falling on none of us. Ain't falling on my leader. It ain't falling on none of us because we doing what we supposed to do. You know, is it for left church and end up all the way in Mahika? You know, is it to leave church last night after 6, end up in Georgetown, then leave Georgetown, and drive all the way coming down, stop to make sure everybody get kites all the way to Mahika? That middle of the night, me and 2 women, Councillor Witter and Councillor Jones, 2 women, 3 of us on the road, the middle of the night, trying to get kites to these little areas, no matter how small it is from the comrade leader, to give it out on you, that what? God, that is the thing what raised me, John, be up this morning. You bring out the wrong side of me today. Who's this? Hey! Let me see. Richard. Let me see. Richard, wait, let me understand what you're saying, Richard, is where you comment there. I'm trying to find your comment. Oh, but most of the people are asking for him to give way to new blood. Norton should be Prime Minister. Okay, Richard, who is the new blood? And let me ask you something, Richard. Would you build your house after you have struggled all these years? After you have struggled all these years. This was not my topic, but you were bringing something now to me. Would you build your house? You struggle. Josiah, you struggle and you build your house. All right? You go through 4 or 5 years. You build your house. All right? No. You come to bring something to me, so don't tell me you all figure it out. And because you don't want to have a conversation, it seems that you don't want to be honest with yourself because you are being untruthful to yourself, Richard Bob. I'm going to give you something because you don't want to talk. Block. You're not going to build your house and give your house away to nobody. You are not going to do it. Listen, give me your key to your door, sweetheart. Put your wife and your children out and you give me your key to your house. You can do that. And then I will know that you're somebody. Give me your key to your house. You can give me your key to your house because all this work you've been doing, you've been building and working all these years. You know what? Don't let me talk about that because you look very big. You're a respectable person. Not respectable. You look like a big man. You got your pension. Give me your pension. Now, give me your... I ain't gonna left Marlon to them. Give me your... Anytime I gotta make Marlon... I gotta make Marlon admin to my page. Give me your pension. All that you have worked for all your life. You give me your pension. I never knew nothing about Mr. Granger, but I was in the States and everybody rallied around Mr. Granger. I was here for Mr. Corbin both times, and I worked with Mr. Corbin for Mr. Corbin campaign. I was in Guyana and I worked for Mr. Hoyt. I was a little girl, but I worked. My entire family worked. So what is it? Give me a pension. Ali, we're talking about new blood, new vision. You build your house and give me your key. Give me a pension. Melissa, you're right. It's transport too. Give me your house. Marlon, I never saw in a long time. A praying mantis. Exactly. I think that was a grasshopper we used to call. It's grasshopper we call praying mantis, right? I know. Please give me a break. You give me your house and your key. You done bill and work so hard. And you gonna come and one time, but what? New blood, new vision. New blood, new vision gotta do what we doing. We gotta work. New blood, new vision got to show that we are ready to follow leadership. So when our time comes for us to be leaders, we will be supported. That is what new blood and new vision does. You don't give away your house. You don't give away your party. You don't give away your birthright. Well, enough of we doing that. You're going to give away. These people are crazy.
Engagement for those things. And some people just walla without understanding the people functionality.
Okay. So one time, this was on record. This is fact. R.B. Norton gave a press conference when they started initially, like 8 months to a year after. An attempt was coming up to try to get him out of the position. I remember verbatim, he said, okay, I don't have a problem with that. I was voted in, and there's rules in this party. And if they want me out, all of these factions, they want me out, they have to have 2/10 or 5/10 of this tenth of that tenth of the groups.
Two-thirds of the majority.
Right.
Constitute.
Right. I'm just saying, whatever. I don't know officially what it is. He made reference to that, and he had to defend himself in that way to rally the base to say, okay, this is what they're trying. Secondly, When they had that interview with the guy with Ricedale and them trying that, wait, and he's taking the money, that was also an attempt to get him out of the office, and we see it clearly. All of us will agree, and so on. Here's my point. Now, if all of this, can you hear? Your thing is muted, but with all these attempts at him, it was somewhat of an indictment, whether sinister or not, of what he was doing, that your guys publicly now was having problems internally. Aubrey Norton is the least attractive to the public because of these issues, right? And he has said it himself. Their attempts from inside to undermine my leadership, so on and so on. To me, the onus was on him to consolidate his base and then bring by the midterm elections and get rid of all these foes and stuff and move. And from the midterms, try from the midterms to get a solid base and, like you just said, canvas for more votes and so on. But yet we see, you're answering, but we can't hear you.
I say finish.
Yeah. Oh, okay, no. So I see somebody was just asking, can people change their minds that he was not thing and he's underperforming and then try to get somebody else who they thought was thing, or you guys are going to stick to the guns? Because
I want to ask. I
got a question too.
All right, let me just now. Let me start. Be doing it from the back way. Let me deal with the person just ask the question. I just want to ask the person: do they understand, or do they understand the PNCR's constitution? Because the question they ask is answered right in the constitution. So I'm not aware if they have any knowledge of it.
So I really don't know.
Exactly. So. Then coming to you now, this is not the first Congress that Aubrey won. This is the second, and it was the people who elected him. So if it is that whatever he is doing, you understand, is not pleasing or in keeping with what they desire, then the same constitution that prepared a way for him also get a way to extract him. You understand? And this is being factual here. The other part of it, which we can extend, is that many of the people who are citing these their positions, which they're entitled to respectfully, I would have loved for them to join the PNCR party and have that prerogative to exercise their franchise within that context, because there are two dimensions here we are looking at. One, the party politics, and two, when you get out of the party, because there's the channel to get up. When you get out of the party, you now have the electorates to address also. But this is why I was using with the constituents. You can't just go party line, but rather you also have to listen to what the electorates need. And this is where the constituents or the leaders of those constituents would want to shape the narrative to see if they're looking futuristic, to do things to differentiate so that they too can be elected on the next round.
One other question, and then we can let you over.
I think
gentlemen.
We need a question.
One other question, just quick. Do you think party politics is conflicting with what the public wants?
Definitely.
There will always be a conflict. There will always be a conflict. It's not, and there is a conflict. You understand? There's no if, no buts about that. This is why I made the suggestion just now that people, if they really want to create or see the change that they desire, it is important for them to become a part in not only PNC but any other entity, but to be member of that chamber where they do have a say. You understand? Because it's two factions you're dealing with. The electorates can say whatever they desire out there, and guess what? It still comes down to who is a bona fide or a legitimate member, meaning financially in good standing and everything.
Well, therein lies the dilemma.
All right.
Well, we always mentioned that from since we started up Small Man.
Go ahead, Richard.
So, Richard, you kind of started to answer the question I was getting to, right? About the conflict of interest. So, I could tell you, if you should know this too, even before an election in either A.F.C. or P.N.C, everybody already, this thing's set up. This thing that's planned out. It is set up. You're gonna be this. You're gonna be that, and it goes accordingly, right? This is fake democracy. Okay, if you're in any of these Congress, you already know how this thing gonna go down. These are back deal doors, and these are people who've been there for 40 years and they're with the turn. Because if that was not the case, you would see a young leader, you would see somebody under 65 being a leader for the opposition or so. Why is it that if you have the largest constituency is young people in that country, and you don't see the youth representation? We didn't see it when we were younger. We get it all now. You're still not seeing it. There's no true democracy. This is a game. And Jason, you would know this because you've been involved in politics, right? It's a mirage, something appeared to be a democratic process. But every single position is laid out even before you go to the Congress. So,
well, go ahead, finish. Sorry, finish.
No. So this idea that there's democracy within the party. No, this is all games, right? And when you say that you you should represent the constituent and so on, most people, if you try to go that way, sometimes it's conflict with the party and there's consequence for you later.
Well,
because if the party, what are you saying?
Well, we got a position to that. If you look at Figueroa, right? I'm not going to elaborate too much on that. I know if you're aware of it.
Good example.
Right, exactly. No, we're talking facts. But this is my belief. I believe that you not just stick to party line. You have to do things if you're looking to move forward. You got to do things to differentiate in a way to show the people that you're looking after their interests. But I'm just stating that position based on what you would have cited.
What you think is going to happen to Figueroa? You think Figueroa?
Well, I won't make no futuristic projection.
Okay, so
and in politics, you know the directions you can go.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Yeah.
Figueroa probably have a better chance of switching over to P.P.P. than going any further in APNU at this point in time because he's not trusted.
There's a decision for him to make, and
what I'm saying is, I'm not against what Figueroa is doing, but the political reality is, people in the party right now are saying we don't trust Figueroa.
I understand. That's what I'm saying. I only use that as the example,
so,
and I understand what.
And that's a good example.
Here lies, wait. Here lies the democracy. You're free to go or free to come.
No, but even if he stays, right? Even if he stays, I am saying that. What I'm saying is, Figueroa, there's political consequences for him doing the right thing.
Well, in everything, choices
in the party
have
as a whole,
consequences.
in reflection of the party as a whole, gentlemen, we have three different
choices have consequences, and choices also have benefits. Either direction.
But Jason, the choice. There is three dynamics here: is you, the opposition, you, and the people. The people are looking at this. So when you say choices, if this party keeps him around, he's representing positions in parliament, and he's saying he's y'all, and then he's mostly damaging the world. The people are looking at that.
State Department, Biden State Department, right? The 2025 International Narcotics Strategy Report. That's the name of it. And it's reporting in two areas: on drugs and chemical control and on money laundering. Again, it's a US State Department report. And it's the 2025 International Narcotics Control and Strategy Report. I don't want to delay you all at all on this account. I want to head to it. Look at, I'm just pulling some of the things. And you all talk some of your friends in the P.P.P. Let us see valid and credible information. Feel free to tag some of them. I'm just pulling a couple nuggets from the report. A couple nuggets, not plenty. Right? Here's some of what this report says. Again, this is the 2025 International Narcotics Control Strategy Report. from the US State Department. And it's talking about, here what it's talking about. It's talking about efforts of key countries to attack all aspects of the international drug trade for the calendar year 2024. It is describing efforts in key countries to attack all aspects of the international drug trade in the calendar year 2024. And it's reporting in two instances, in drug and chemical control and money laundering. In the first instance, here is some of what it said about the P.P.P government in 2024, right? I'm quoting verbatim. The public sector, including law enforcement and customs officials, remain underpaid. It's not the opposition in Guyana saying that. They remain underpaid. Mind you, in light of the oil wealth, the report says this, you know, in spite of the largest, in spite of the fastest growing economy, the high income country, the biggest capita per GDP, all this is on paper, remains underpaid, which coupled with a lack of resources and shortcomings in the legal systems allow drug traffickers to exploit government systems. It allows drug traffickers to exploit government systems. So when I see drug traffickers endorsing them boys, I say, oh Lord, the people know the story. The people here know the story. This is State Department, you know, talking about the P.P.P administration. And this is the part of the report that's reporting on drug and chemical control. So that's number one. If you share the live yet, you're wicked. I vex at you. Here's another little nugget for you. The report says, this is the US State Department, the friend Rubio. Guyana continues to lack commitment and resources for significant progress in reducing drug demand. Pim, 2024 for you. It's not 2020, it's not 2021 the report, no, not 2022, not 2023. They're in full command of the country and the commanding heights of the economy and the narco trade. This is what the State Department is saying. Guyana continues to lack commitment and resources for significant progress in reducing the drug demand. Folks, I tell you all, if you ain't share the life yet, you're wicked. You part the problem too. Valid and credible information, drug and chemical control. And the report describes the efforts of key countries like Guyana to attack all aspects of the international drug trade. And they're reporting for the calendar year 2024. The PP's 4 years in government. 4 years in government, and everything come back. So last thing I said to you is that the report says we lack the commitment and resources for significant progress in reducing drug demand. Here what else it says. Here what else it says. You remember Transparency International talked about corruption, and we fell on the index because corruption is so thorough and plenty. Hear what the State Department report is saying. Corruption poses a significant obstacle to Guyana's effort to combat drug trafficking. This is the thing I want to see them boys writing about. Y'all fire back at the State Department. It is talking about the P.P.P administration, not A.P.N.U A.F.C. It is talking about the P.P.P administration. All them who endorsing and defending the drug traffickers. This is all the State Department talking about. Corruption poses a significant obstacle to Guyana's efforts to combat drug trafficking. When you see drug traffickers endorsing them boys, it's because they're welcome there, they're embraced, they're cuddled. they nestle neatly in the P.P.P. So the State Department says, U.S. State Department, this includes corruption within law enforcement, bribery and nepotism. Nepotism, underline that in red. Anan, Chevron, Anan, underline that in red. Anan, underline that in red. Nepotism, friends, family, favorites, and flatterers. Nepotism. Listen to what the report says. Traffickers can evade prosecution due to drop charges or lack of serious investigations. The economic appeal of the drug trade also hinders efforts. Last year, remember that? We had in the history of the country the biggest cocaine bust. How many tons they found? How many tons? The biggest. So, our detractors who are on the live with your comments, don't fight we. Fight the State Department. Go make your post on Facebook and beat back the State Department. You can find this information for yourself on the internet, you know. Just search for the 2025 International Narcotics Control Strategy Report. You'll find that. Read it for yourself. It's 2 reports, Volume 1 and Volume 2. And you'll see. Do your homework for yourself. Y'all are drug pushers. Y'all have turned this country into a narco state. Y'all have done it. So that's only part of what they say, you know. Y'all have a couple of minutes more. Can I beg for 5 minutes more? Or should we close the show now? Can we take another couple of minutes? They got a couple other things, you know. Right? I want to see y'all firing off now. You know, the trench crappers and them boys.
What do you guys think about what Dukan had to say? He pretty much summed up what the U.S. Department's report was on Guyana. And the AG just put out a statement rejecting the U.S. Department's report claims on money laundering and corruption. Attorney General A.P.N.U has rejected claims in the annual U.S. Department report on money laundering and corruption. He said that Guyana does not tolerate corruption and they're doing their best to fight the drug trade and money laundering, and anyone alleging money laundering links to public officials must prove. Guyana has demonstrated that it will not tolerate corruption, especially related to public officials. Guyana has won the Best Case Award in the Caribbean region for its efforts in fighting money laundering and anti-corruption, primarily in relations to the action taken against former Assistant Commissioner of Police Calvin Brutus.
An investigation into the fatal shooting of 23-year-old Ronaldo Peters by a plainclothes police sergeant has concluded, with the case file set to be submitted to the Director of Public Prosecutions for legal advice by April 23, 2025, according to a statement from the Guyana Police Force. The probe, conducted jointly by the Police Office of Professional Responsibility and the Barbados-based Regional Security System, focused on the events surrounding the controversial shooting, which was captured on video and widely circulated on social media. The footage showed Peters sitting with a group of people when a minibus arrived. Upon seeing the officers, Peters attempted to flee. A plainclothes officer who exited the vehicle with his firearm drawn allegedly shot Peters. Moments later, the video shows the officer dragging Peters' body to the waiting minibus. The incident sparked widespread protests in the town of Linden, where tensions escalated following the death of Keon Fortuny, who was reportedly shot in the eye during a demonstration and died at the scene. The probe into his death is ongoing, according to the police's statement. Additional witnesses are expected to be interviewed today by the investigators to complete the case before the file is submitted. The RSS is also expected to submit a report containing findings and recommendations, the police statement said.
The investigation involving the 2 Linden deaths were completed. Now it's going to the DPP. Do you guys think that they're going to be in favor for the people or for the state? Because with everything going on and all the conversations surrounding the Guyana police force and their corruption, the Linden people need justice, and they want justice, and they demand justice. Families are out there crying because their hearts are broken due to this tragedy. Even the day of the funeral, when the two youths were being buried, police allegedly shot tear gas and live rounds into the crowd. And you guys are gonna see from the next video what actually took place. Do you guys think it came from the inside of the police compound or it came from the road? You be the judge. Let me know what you guys think below.
Tear gas, tear gas! Tear gas, tear gas! They're shooting, they're shooting! Where they don't want peace, and that's fun, by. They really want peace, buddy! When your mother is going to be in this celebrity? Why say you take respect to the window? Guys, you see? I'm tearing gas and shine. They're licking shots. Yeah. This one is called don't want peace.
Yeah, I do something about this. And I fucking want to run the country.
Why you doing stunt, man? Just imagine a day like this, say, and they tear gassing people. This is how you know they don't want peace. This is how you know they don't want fucking peace. This is how you know they don't want peace. This life could be fair. This life could be fair. They don't want no peace. Life could be fair. So people must give vent to their feelings. People shouldn't be hurt. And when you talk that kind of thing, but who feels it now, you know? Who feels it now, it?
But they're not straight. Tomorrow's not straight. Tomorrow's not straight.